counting the number of geometrical figures. So next topic is counting the number of figures. Non-verbal reasoning, the next topic is counting the geometrical figures. And we will be given a figure, a geometrical figure, and we need to find out how many total rectangles are there, squares are there, triangles are there. Okay, so these kind of questions will be asked from this topic, counting the number of geometrical figures. So we'll start one by one. So first we'll see that first one. The first one is squares, counting the number of geometrical figures. First one we'll see the number of squares in a geometrical figure. So I'll take a simple figure. So how many squares are there in this figure? A simple figure. How many squares are there in this figure? So what is the total number of squares in this figure? A figure is given. How many total squares are there in this figure? And probably if you remember that we have already done this kind of problems in the earlier classes, the very beginning class. How do you find out the number of squares? Number of squares. First you take the single squares. How many single squares we have? Single squares means that, so suppose if you take that one by one, so like this, each one, single ones if you count that 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So by the way we have 3 horizontal squares and 3 vertical squares. So how many, if I take that single boxes, if I take single boxes at a time, how many total squares we have? So 3 horizontal squares and 3 vertical squares. So which means that 3 into 3. So can I write it as 3 square? 3 into 3 is nothing but 3 square. And similarly if you take the 2 so 2 at a time. If I take that 2 at a time, so 2 boxes at a time. So horizontally we have 2 and vertically we have how many boxes? Horizontally we have 2 boxes. And if you suppose, if you take that vertically also we have 2 boxes, right? So this is 1 and 2. So how many, so 2 boxes, if I take that 2 boxes at a time, how many we have? 2 square. And similarly if I take that all 3 by 3 boxes, so 3 by 3 boxes if I take that at a time, so in total we have 1, right? So the final answer is what? 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. And 3 square plus 2 square plus 1. So 3 square value is what? 9. 9 plus 4, 13. 13 plus 4 is what? 9 plus 4, 13. Okay. Plus 1, which is nothing but what? 14. The total number of squares is equal to what? 14. You see one thing here, so we can logically conclude one thing from this figures. So whenever, if you are asked to find out the number of squares in a geometrical figure, so you take that horizontal boxes are 3 and vertical boxes are 3. So horizontally we have 3 boxes and vertically we have 3 boxes. So the total number of squares is nothing but, so how many boxes we have horizontally and vertically? 3. So the final answer is 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. If we have that 4 horizontal and 4 vertical boxes, if we have the equal number of horizontal and vertical boxes, the total sum is nothing but your answer. Sum of the squares starting from 1 square to the given number of horizontal boxes and vertical boxes. So here we have 3 boxes, so the final answer is what? 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. Okay, please note it down. So the final value is what? 14. So this model was asked 2-3 times in the previous year CSAT papers, and it's a very important model, finding out the number of squares in a geometrical figure. Okay, so count the number of squares in this figure. Find out the number of squares in this figure. How many squares are there in this figure? See, the horizontally how many boxes we have and vertically how many boxes we have. Horizontally we have 4 boxes, right? And vertically also we have 4 boxes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Horizontally and vertically we have equal number of boxes. So find out the number of squares. Total number of squares is equal to what? So here we have 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. So 1 square value is 1, 2 square value is what? 4, 3 square value is 9, 4 square is 16. Okay, so this is 5 plus 9, so this is 24, 24 plus 6, 24 plus 16 is what? 30. So answer is 30. Okay, so 30 squares. So count the number of horizontal and vertical boxes. If we have that equal number of horizontal and vertical boxes, and immediately our answer is what? So number of squares. So to find out the number of squares. And also if you remember that, so how many square boxes are there in a chessboard? I have done a problem related to this one. How many square boxes are there in a chessboard? Write the next question. So now you write the next one. How many square boxes are there in a chessboard? The next problem. How many squares are there in a chessboard? In chessboard also we can see that number of square boxes, right? So when we have the equal number of horizontal and vertical boxes, immediately we know that we have to take the square, sum of the squares of numbers starting from 1 square plus 2 square plus up to the number of boxes what we have horizontal and vertically. So how many boxes we have horizontal and vertically? 8. So we have 8 boxes, right? So which means that what is the answer? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. So since we have 8 horizontal and 8 vertical boxes, the answer is what? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up to 8 square. Okay, so either you can add the numbers like 1 plus 4 plus 9 after taking each and every number. Otherwise, so we also have a formula related to this one. So sum of the squares of first and natural numbers. So what is the formula? If you remember the formula, please tell me that formula. N into n plus 1. So sum of the n natural numbers, sum of the squares of n natural numbers formula is what? N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. Okay, so you can also apply it in the for. So otherwise you can take it like each value is 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. Okay, so you better take formulas, and I want you to remember these formulas. So already I told you this sum of the first and natural numbers, squares of first and natural numbers, and you must remember the formula. Okay, so what is the answer? So here n value, instead of n value, so n value, the last value is what? 8. You just simply substitute the value of n, which is 8 over there. 8 plus 1 is 9. 2n means that what? 2 into 8, 16. 16 plus 1 is what? 17. 17 by 6. Right? 3 2s are and 3 3s are 2 4s are 4 3s are 12. 12 into 17 means that what? 204. So the total number of squares in a chessboard is what? 204. Okay. So we have 204 square boxes in a chessboard. It's a very important question. It was asked once or twice in the CSAT previous year papers. How many squares are there in a chessboard means that you can directly remember the value, that is 204 if you remember it. So that would be nice. So 204, the number of square boxes in a chessboard. So this is the first case. The first case to find out the number of square boxes. So if you have equal number of horizontal and vertical boxes, simply we take the sum of the squares of natural numbers. Is it over? So the next condition is, what if the number of horizontal and vertical boxes are not same? How do you find out? Here the number of horizontal and vertical boxes are not same. If you count the number of horizontal boxes, so we have 4 horizontal boxes, right? So how many vertical boxes we have? We have 5 vertical boxes. We have 4 horizontal boxes and we have 5 vertical boxes. So the number of horizontal boxes and vertical boxes are not same. So if you see the previous case, the number of horizontal and vertical boxes are same. So 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Now how do we take the final answer? So first we take the single boxes. If I count that single boxes, we will get 3 square. 3 square, how do we get that 3 square? So horizontally we have 3 boxes and vertically we have 3 boxes. So it is nothing but what? 3 into 3. So 3 into 3, I write it as what? 3 square. And similarly, if you take the 2 boxes at a time, horizontally we have 2 boxes and vertically we have 2 boxes. So the final value is what? 2 into 2. So which can be written as what? 2 square. So what is this 3 into 3? So which values we are taking? So you are first taking the horizontal boxes. So this is horizontal boxes first, and then we take the vertical boxes. So initially what we had considered is the number of horizontal boxes into number of vertical boxes. So first value is 3 into 3. So plus 3 square plus means that 3 into 3 plus. Next, from each number we are subtracting 1. Right? If you observe that this 3 into 3 is the first number, the next number is what? 2 into 2. So which means that I am taking one number less than that number. So 3 minus 1, 2. So now we have 2 horizontal boxes and 2 vertical boxes. So every time if you observe that, we will get minus 1 from each number. Okay. So since the number of horizontal and vertical boxes are same, I am directly taking the square of the numbers. So by the way, the basic concept is, so whether it is number of horizontal and vertical boxes are not same or not same. So we take, so first the number of horizontal boxes into vertical boxes, and from each number we have to subtract 1. So now we see the main problem. So here we have 4 horizontal boxes and 5 vertical boxes. So we first take the number of horizontal boxes into vertical boxes. So what is the number of horizontal boxes? Number of horizontal boxes is 4. Number of vertical boxes is what? 5. So from this, so you subtract 1 from each number. 4 into 5 is the first number, and then 4 minus 1 is what? 3. 5 minus 1 is what? 4. Plus from each number subtract 1. 3 minus 1 is what? 2. 4 minus 1 is what? 3. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So 3 minus 1 is what? 2. Right? So we need to continue the procedure till we get one of the numbers is 1. So we have to continue the procedure. So till we get one of the numbers is 1. So because why? After that, so if I subtract 1 from each number, 1 minus 1 is what? 0. 0 into any number is 0, right? So that's why we take, so we'll follow this method. So till we get one of the numbers is 1. If we get one of the numbers, out of these two numbers, if I get one of the numbers is 1, then immediately I stop there. Okay. So now you tell me the values. So what are the values? 4 into 5 means of what? 20. 3 into 4 is what? 12. 2 into 3 is what? 6. 1 into 2 is what? 2. Okay. So 32. 32 plus 6 is what? 38. 38 plus 2? 40. Okay. So answer is what? 40. But simply we take that number of horizontal, the logic is number of horizontal boxes into vertical boxes. So even we will take the same condition in the number of horizontal, if number of horizontal and vertical boxes are same. Same thing we would express it as squares. Otherwise it is 3 into 3 plus 2 into 2 plus 1 into 1. So likewise any problem would be given to us to find out the number of squares. It is as same as the when we have the number of horizontal and vertical boxes are same.